This is TWiT.
Now, this, of course, was the week of the iPhone. I think by last count, every person in the world owns 2 of them. So what does this mean for Samsung? We've invited Steve Kovacs, senior editor at Business Insider, to talk about the Apple-Samsung smartphone rivalry. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So who's winning?
Who's winning? Well, right now, I want to caution, first of all, today I wrote, that the Samsung's, their best days are behind them. And I want to caution that I was talking specifically about the mobile business. But Apple clearly, they've, according to Strategy Analytics, that research firm, they're now shipping almost, if not more, phones last quarter than Samsung did, which is incredible. If you look back 2 years ago, Samsung's profits were up 76%. They were blowing it away. Wall Street Journal ran that famous article, has Apple lost its cool to Samsung? And then, oh boy, like what a difference 2 years makes. Samsung profits down 27% last quarter. Apple record quarter, $18 billion in profit, most of that due to the iPhone, because of the iPhone. And so the tables have completely turned. And I think, Samsung got 2 years of a free ride while Apple kind of sat on its thumbs and waited to release a big screen iPhone. And it's really killing Samsung now.
Right. So it's usually people copying Apple, but this time Apple was kind of copying Samsung.
Yeah, and it's not just the copying thing. You want to say, okay, fine, they were late to the big screen trend. They totally were. There's no doubt about that. But you also want to look at the rest of the mobile landscape and where they're competing now. And emerging markets like China are so important. And right now you look at the Xiaomi's of the world who have figured out how to make these really great Android devices. They're just as beautiful as the iPhone. They look great. They have the high-end specs just like any good Galaxy phone, but they cost half as much. So people are gravitating towards those devices and skipping the Samsung Galaxy phones, and that's really crushing Samsung now. Whereas the iPhone, people are still willing to pay that premium for. There's something special. There's something unique about the iPhone that can differentiate enough that people are willing to spend literally twice as much as an Android phone for it. So that's such an interesting story to look at, how just Samsung is just completely just taken a nosedive in the last year.